guys? You're watching PeastenatorTV. I originally had different plans for this episode. Like showing off a couple video clips, and video is going to be like the whole episode would be like about 10 minutes or so. Well, last Thursday, technically, yeah. Well, it was Wednesday night. I had a hard time getting to sleep and insomnia. I had a lot on my mind. Started thinking about the life I left behind in Cobb County, where I used to live up until I was almost 14. I went to elementary school at King Springs Elementary in Smyrna. Things were a lot different there than they were here. Everything was different. Anyway, I had kind of built up a reputation there. I started going to King Springs when I was in 2nd grade, and well, I had a snail obsession. And well, yeah, 2nd grade through, it kind of phased out, sorta. But yeah, 2nd grade was when I was most obsessed with snails. I always liked to collect snails, and also I like to draw snails. And I had these little 2 hand puppets. I literally had them like this. I'd pretend they were snails. They were talking snails. Yeah. That's just weird. Anyway, that actually lasted me throughout. That lasted for years, actually. I'll be honest. I didn't ditch them until I was about 15. I know, it's weird, but hey. Hey, that felt good to getting it off my chest. Anyway. Not really, that was just weird. Anyway, moving on. There was this girl, actually there was a couple girls. One girl named Elizabeth Curtis. I called her Elizabeth the Snail. And then there was a girl on the bus who was like a grade higher than me. Her name was Casey Hoover. I called her Slimy the Snail. Oh my god. Well, and she never really got over it, I don't think. I was a pretty weird kid, but you know. Anyway, moving on here. I've already told you about Casey Hoffman and Rye Hicks. Well, sorta. Like last October, like I drove them insane. Okay, I wouldn't leave them alone. Now, I told you before that I accidentally bit Rye on the finger. You know, I was pretty aggressive too. Like, well, as far as I always wanted her to sit with me on the bus. At one point, I remember putting my arm across the 2 seats so that she would not go to the back. I wanted her to sit with me. Yeah, I'm not proud of that. You know. But you know, Ryan and I, we managed to work things out. We're friends again. Although we barely talk on Facebook, which is kind of sad. I need to start doing that again. However, Casey, well, things did not end out so well for us, as far as Casey goes. I had mentioned before, she had blocked me on Facebook after I had attempted to add her several times, like back in 2010. It was around that. It was like that winter. I had found her. I was confused. I mean, as to why she wouldn't accept my friend request, because well, we've been friends since I've known her since 2nd grade. But you know, I've been thinking about it last Thursday, and I think she didn't want to. I I guess she didn't want to be caught up in all that drama because, well, let's face it, I was insane, especially third grade to um, seventh grade. Well, see, another thing in middle school, I had started becoming a douchebag. Well, more of a douchebag. I started learning cuss words. Not a lot, still. I got in trouble a lot. See, and I tried really hard to fit in, which is not a smart choice, considering the majority of that school was filled with gangsters. So, gangsta, whatever. Hard badass. See, I was kind of trying to be I was trying to be a badass. Okay. Phew. I thought my sister was behind me for a second. God, she's not. Anyway, yeah, I tried desperately to fit in that, well, whenever my teachers got onto me or something, or, you know, whenever my teachers embarrassed me, I made matters worse by talking about them behind their back, or talking crap to them. That's right, I often called my teacher a bitch. Most of the time behind her back, but, you know, they always found out. Fitting in was more important than being a good guy, apparently. You know, had I just done the right thing and not cared what people thought, that middle school would have gone so much better for me. And, you know, I've grown up since then, but, you know, really wasn't very long ago that I was still the same person. You know, like, my junior year, one time I may have, you know, behind my teacher's back, you know, she yelled at me. Behind my teacher's back, I may have whispered to my friends that she's a bitch, but she read my mouth. She read my lips, and got Saturday school. I haven't done that since then. That was like 3 years ago. Yeah. I mean, I've gotten better over the years, and that was the last time that I actually got in trouble for doing something like that. One time I got suspended in 2010, but that was for something completely false. Something I did not do. I was falsely accused, which I have mentioned several times 2 years back. So I'm not going to get into that right now. Anyway, but back to middle school. Also, I've gotten in a couple fights. See, here's the thing. I sucked at fighting. I did not know how to fight. Really, I had no moves, nothing. I was just a short, fat kid. I wasn't really that short, but compared to now, yeah. Like one time in 6th grade, I got punched in the jaw. See, one guy was talking crap about me or something, and I kind of hit him on the chest. So like, I didn't even know how to hit. This was my idea of a punch, not this. No, well, I can't really do it that well to myself, but you get the idea. I did not know how to hit, and yeah, I got punched in the jaw. And that reminds me, another thing. During middle school, I had started getting in the habit of doing yo mama jokes. Yeah, although they really, really sucked. Yeah, they were bad. They were awful. And I think they still suck now. But I don't even care right now though. I don't do them anymore. Thank God. But I was a complete douche, and whenever someone says something about me, instead of just, I don't know, whenever someone says something about me, I say your mama, or I say F you, or something. I often let my anger get the best of me. Nowadays, I try to avoid confrontation as much as possible, you know. Some people may think I'm a wimp for that, but, you know, it's better off doing that. I'm not going to stoop to that level. Usually when someone makes a douchey comment or something on my statuses or whatever on Facebook, I delete the comment. It doesn't need to be there. Instead of, I think it's better, I'd rather delete it than keep it and then get all pissed off over it. It's not worth it. Spot. Whoa. Sorry. I'm not proud of who I was then, but I'm a better person now because of that. You know, a lot of people I've rubbed off the wrong way there, you know. Teachers, classmates, old friends. You know, now some of us, I'm friends with, you know, some people I used to not get along with. There was a guy named Jordan. We, throughout middle school and 5th grade, we were always arguing, you know, talking crap about each other. You know, we never got along. But you know what? It's okay. Well, I think we've pretty much gotten past that because a couple years back or whatever, I think I added him on Facebook. You know, dude. I want to I want to apologize to all of the people I've offended, even if they offended me. You know what? I want to get rid of this tension. You know, I want to get all this off my chest. That's what's been all over. That's what's been on my mind. That night, last Wednesday night, and you know, and Casey, if by any chance you're watching this, I'm really sorry for the way I treated you. You know, I'm sorry for annoying the heck out of you in 4th grade, and you know, I'm sorry for the person I was then. It really would be nice if, you know, if we could be friends again, because, well, it sucks not being friends with someone I've known since 2nd grade, you know? And I always thought you were a cool person. I mean, you were more mature than most of the people I knew there. You and Raya, yeah, and Raya, I'm also sorry for being a complete douche to you in elementary and middle school. I know I'm not the best at. In fact, I suck at this. But hey, do what I want. Wanted to get this off my chest. Now I did. One of my motivations for doing this was actually last Monday or something. I had a dream one night last week that I saw Casey again. We worked things out. That's part of what motivated me to do this. That and that insomniac night. Probably didn't say it right, but I don't care. You know. Speaking of, you know, fighting, I don't do that anymore. Unless it's for self-defense. If someone attacks me, I will kick their butt. Seriously. I'll kick them off. If they're bigger than me, I'll just kick them. Assuming it's a dude, I'll kick them where it really hurts. If it's a girl, I really don't know. I try to stay away from hitting girls. No man should hit a girl. However, I will attempt to get her off of me, but I won't actually try to beat her up. Dude. With a dude won't be so lucky. I don't know, whatever. I try to avoid fights as much as possible, you know. I try to avoid pissing people off nowadays too. I mean, you know, I try to be the good guy. I know I can't be friends with everyone, but I don't want to get myself into, you know, what I got myself into in middle school stuff. No good can come out of that. So yeah. Well, that's all, folks. Stay tuned for next week. What I originally had intended for this week will be put on next week's episode. So yeah. That's it. Like my page. Yeah. PeastenatorTV. It's on Facebook. Getting a little cold here.